Good morning. Welcome to the Fox 8 Morning News. I'm Melissa Painter.
I'm Kerry Charles. Happy Friday Eve. We are here on this Thursday morning, the day after those storms moved through last night. Emily, are we in the clear?
Yes, we are. It's breezy outside. It's going to be a breezy day, chillier too than yesterday outside in Greensboro right now. Mostly clear skies. It is beautiful, but look at these winds out of the northwest at 17 miles per hour, and we're in the 40s. This time yesterday we were in the 60s. Our skies, of course, are clearing out nicely. We'll have mostly sunny skies today. All those thunderstorms now moving well offshore. 43 in Yadkinville right now. It's freezing in Sparta, 33 in Jefferson, 47 in Reidsville, Greensboro, and Winston-Salem. Lexington, too. Take a look. Much chillier than yesterday. 58 is our forecast. High temperature with mostly sunny skies. It will remain breezy through the day as well. Stay tuned because we're getting colder. I'll have details coming up.
And a lot of the Piedmont impacted by that severe weather. You can see video of the strong winds, hail coming down in the Hillsville community of northern Randolph County. The weather also caused a lot of dangerous driving conditions in Thomasville. People saw a bit of a light show in Winston-Salem paired with strong winds and heavy rains. And of course, those storms did leave behind a little bit of damage. This is in Archdale. Drivers forced to pull over because of all of the hail. Typically, hail will melt shortly after, but a pile like this, it's going to stick around for a while. Drivers say the hail started accumulating very quickly, and they had a pretty scary experience just hearing the hail and dealing with all the aftermath.
It was loud. It sounded like rocks just bouncing off the metal and stuff. It was crazy.
At the rate it was coming down and the amount, because from the time it started, within just a couple minutes, you could already see it covering the road, you know. So I knew it was pretty bad.
And the storm also left behind downed trees and some power outages. We haven't received any reports of injuries, though.
New this morning, calls for the U.S. Attorney General to resign. This amid allegations he communicated with Russian leaders during the presidential election.
If there is any evidence that anyone affiliated with the Trump campaign communicated with the Russian government in the course of this campaign, what will you do?
Senator Franken, I'm not aware of any of those activities. I have been called a surrogate at a time or two in that campaign, and I not have communications with the Russians.
Okay, so what you just saw is video from Attorney General Jeff Sessions' Senate committee hearing when he was being asked about contact between President Trump's campaign and Russian officials. There are new reports from the Department of Justice. The Attorney General met with a top Russian diplomat 2 times last year. These are encounters Sessions did not disclose when asked about during his hearing. Sessions released this statement. It says, in part, I've never met with any Russian officials to discuss issues of the campaign. I have no idea what this allegation is about. It is false. Well, that very issue, it came up during a town hall hosted by CNN yesterday. Senators John McCain and Lindsey Graham, both Republicans, spoke about the Trump administration's interactions with Russia.
If there is something there and it goes up the chain of investigation, it is clear to me that Jeff Sessions, who is my dear friend, cannot make this decision about Trump. So there may be nothing there, but if there's something there that the FBI believes is criminal in nature, then for sure you need a special prosecutor. If that day ever comes, I'll be the first one to say it needs to be somebody other than Jeff.
And those two criticize the president's approach to Russia. They say he has a blind spot when it comes to Russia and the country's president, Vladimir Putin. Senator McCain, who has also called for an investigation into Russia's attempts to influence the presidential election, said the country needs more attention. He even claimed Russia has now shifted its efforts to the election in France. Democratic leaders, they are responding to these new reports. Minnesota Senator Al Franken, who questioned the Attorney General about his contact with Russia during his confirmation, said he's very troubled that Attorney General Jeff Sessions had contact with Russian officials despite testifying otherwise. Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren, who you'll remember was silenced from the Senate floor during Sessions' confirmation vote, called for the Attorney General's resignation. Senator Warren says he should have never been confirmed in the first place.
Today here in North Carolina, Governor Roy Cooper will be back in the Piedmont at the Guilford Child Development Center. That's on Arlington Street in Greensboro. He's expected to talk about his proposed budget and how he plans to put early education as a priority. This will be the governor's second visit to our area in a week. Last Thursday, he made a stop at R.J. Reynolds High School to talk about raising teacher salaries. Governor Cooper will be presenting his budget to the legislature today after unveiling it yesterday.
This teacher pay plan is the biggest in a decade and would bring North Carolina to best in the Southeast in 3 years and to at least the national average in 5 years.
So this is a $23.5 billion budget. $271 million would go toward teacher raises, another $20 million going toward principals and assistant principals. $7 million would allow state law enforcement officers and firefighters to retire with full benefits after 25 years of service, and $10 million would go toward helping former inmates re-enter society. We're covering all of this for you. Our next tournament will have a live look at 5 to see how some lawmakers are already talking about the budget plan.
Well, the search is on for 2 men who broke into a man's home, held him down, and looked for valuables. This all happened on Motor Road in Winston-Salem. Police were called to that house yesterday afternoon around 1:15. The victim told officers the robbers left with only the jewelry he was wearing. No arrests have been made. Well, new charges filed against the man accused of shooting a Guilford County Sheriff's deputy during a 7-hour standoff. Investigators filed 7 counts against Donald Mador, including attempted first-degree murder and assault on a law officer inflicting serious injury. Mador barricaded himself in his home in Brown Summit after deputies were called there Monday night. Investigators say Mador shot his wife in the foot as well as shooting that deputy. The deputy, we're told, will be okay. Mador, he is still in the hospital and will be held under a $2.6 million bond. Well, a state trooper is in the hospital after being knocked nearly 20 feet. That trooper responded to a crash on Highway 321 in Catawba County. Woman says the heavy rain caused her to hydroplane and crash into the median. The trooper was struck while crossing the highway to investigate that crash. The driver that hit the trooper says he was heading to church for Ash Wednesday and could not see the trooper.
It's heartbreaking seeing someone that we work with every day hurt. Is why we encourage the public to slow down when they see blue, red, and even yellow lights to just please slow down.
Investigators have not released the name of the trooper, but did say he was conscious when he was rushed to the hospital.
A new device is making fighting crime a lot faster. The Guilford County Sheriff's Office says a new rapid DNA testing system brings results in only 2 hours. Officials say it normally takes 30 days to process DNA. They hope the quick turnaround time could help them solve cases much faster. So far, the Sheriff's Office has only used the rapid DNA in a few cases. The results haven't led to any arrests, but they did clear several suspects.
It's a big deal because if we can get the people who are committing these crimes off the streets and arrested, then the crime rate should drop.
And that machine will be the first piece of equipment in a new fusion center, which will allow local law enforcement agencies to do DNA testing in one location. Greensboro, High Point, and Gibsonville police are 3 of about 10 agencies using the machine.
Take a look at your screen here. These are the 10 most dangerous intersections in Burlington. And this month, police are focusing on those areas, all in an effort to avoid crashes. Officers will be handing out warnings and citations in these areas throughout the month because they say there has been an uptick in the amount of crashes there. Around 3,000 crashes happened in Burlington last year with 3 deaths. So now police are working to reduce that number by punishing drivers for their bad behavior.
There's people who change lanes abruptly without signaling. They may be going too fast. They may be following too closely. Some people run red lights. So we're looking for all of those behaviors that would contribute or could contribute to a crash occurring.
And when they make stops, officers will also pass out pamphlets regarding traffic safety. They will be reminding drivers to not be distracted and to wear their seatbelts.
If you're looking to spruce up your home for the spring, the Salvation Army of High Point hosting a furniture sale this weekend. It's a one-day home decor and market sample sale to raise money for the Salvation Army. The sale includes some great pictures, lamps, pillows, linen, Heritage Home. They donated all of these pieces.
This is absolutely incredible. We are so thankful and we are glad to have partners like the Heritage Home Group to help us and offer these donations to us so we can continue raising funds for the programs that we have here.
And that market sample sale is happening this Saturday from 9 until 2 at the Salvation Army of High Point. That's on West Green Drive.
A new bill is aimed at protecting teenagers from sexual assault and is using technology to keep reports anonymous.